Hi, everyone. This is Josh Ledgard back with the On Growth podcast, the first one we're recording in the new year, 2023. My first guest for the new year is Derek Vidal. So he's an expert in contest marketing, has helped several Kickoff Labs customers run successful contests. Welcome back to the podcast, Derek.
So good to be here, man. I'm talking about my favorite thing.
Cool. And now we're at the stage of the introduction where we play our music. I know that was awkward. All right, there we go. You do a little dance to me. This is testing out the soundboard for me. Does it get lower as I do this?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool. I did my own fade out there. All right. We are officially in the meat of the podcast. We got right to it. Cool. So how are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Got a lot of contests about to kick off, start this year, and I think it's such a great time to run them right at the beginning of the year for a lot of reasons. So we'll get into that today. But
You brought it up, so let's just start
happy
there.
about
Why
the
is
new
the
year.
beginning of the year a good time to run a contest?
It's because December is the most expensive month for advertising by quite a bit. I just looked it up yesterday to see what the actual numbers are. It was like I might get the cents slightly off here, but it was like $11.27 was the CPM in December. So the cost to show your ad to 1,000 people. And then in January, it's been like $6.51, somewhere right around there. So it's about half the cost. And it's really just because there's less advertisers. It's not like, oh yeah, no one buys things in January, all their money's gone, right? They still do whatever they want to do and buy whatever's a good deal. So you just got to create urgency in other ways other than just saying, get your gift in time for Christmas. But yeah, it's just a lot cheaper to run ads in January and February than pretty much any other time of the year.
Yeah, that rings true. We basically stopped running all of our ads in early December because we have hard caps on like the CPM and what we want to spend per click and per lead. And we started seeing that creep up after Thanksgiving. And then as we hit like early December, I was like, no, we crossed a line, man. We're gonna turn this off for December. Like I don't need to compete against people's, Black Friday and Christmas shopping ads and all that stuff. I don't need to compete against it. And so turn them off for a while and let the business hum. And it was kind of a nice break from having to worry about the ads running.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
But now that we're back into January, I'd say the one trend I'm seeing is we wanted to talk about trends for the new year. So like now is a good time to run an ad, run a contest. One trend I'm seeing is people are spending, I actually think after December, we were watching the ad prices and it's kind of plummeted back below where it was last year in our ad prices and our CPM. I don't know if you're seeing the same thing, or is it above where you were last year?
So this year versus last year, just comparing month to month?
Yeah, this year versus last year in January.
I'm not sure. I didn't actually look at that stat. I believe it's pretty similar, though. Over the last few years, the pricing has been pretty similar, apart from the seasonal trends. So yeah, I don't think their advertising is going to get that much more expensive. It really does vary more per season and then per industry, of course, than it does just over time at this point. I mean, like if you ran ads 7 or 8 years ago, that's when you're getting the, really, really big discounts. And that's why like TikTok ads would be something for people to look at. The struggle is that there's less people who have done it. There's not as much of a template to follow. You're having to go be a trailblazer if you want to get TikTok ads started for your company, is why it's difficult. But that would be where you would find slightly cheaper ads right now.
Yeah, I haven't tried myself. We haven't booted up this account in a while, but I've heard Twitter ads for various reasons are bargain basement at the moment. If anybody wants to go hit up the Twitter community for advertising, at least my anecdotal experience being a Twitter user and on Twitter is that the quality of the ads has gone dramatically downhill, and the types of products that I'm seeing advertised be really easy to stand out with a high quality product on Twitter compared to the way it used to be. At least if they were sending me ads for higher quality products, you would really stand out now compared to the stuff that I'm seeing getting advertised to me.
That's true, because I just see DraftKings and Crypto.com over and over when I go on Twitter. So just any kind of change of pace, that's a good point. I mean, they're used to seeing a lot of new and exciting offers on Instagram. And, if you're a coach, especially, I think if I did something over on Twitter, they'd be like, why is this guy even over here? It'd be such a pattern interrupt in itself to run some unique ads over there.
Yeah. And so Outside of advertising trends, what else do you see happening when it comes to people's marketing strategies in the next year? Like, what do you think's gonna be big in 2023? You may just mention TikTok, which got me thinking about the next year. Is it something we've thought about experimenting with? But what do you see besides TikTok as something up and coming for marketers to keep an eye out for?
So the answer is pretty similar to 2022 in that in 2022, it was figure out your 9 by 16 vertical video game, no matter what you got to do. So, TikTok, Reels, and then you've got Snapchat has Spotlight, Pinterest has these things called story pins, or excuse me, idea pins that are 9 by 16 content. And then YouTube Shorts, like for the first time ever, every platform is valuing the same format of content. So if you can find some way to make content that works on all of them, I mean, one post that you get to post on like 5 platforms who are all favoring that form of content more than anything else is such a great strategy. It is easier said than done to make something that works on all of them. I think not every TikTok trend belongs on Reels, not every Reels trend belongs on Pinterest. So it's difficult to just do that. I will say, like, I think when people hear like, okay, just do 9 by 16 on all of them, and then you actually go to post, you realize like, all right, now I got like a watermark on this one. I'm trying to bring it over here. Like there's intricacies like that. You want to get rid of watermarks. You want to know how to do the hashtags on each respective platform, stuff like that, right? But the the other way that I think it's really different in 2023 versus 2022 is that it's going to be less of copy the trends, but do it for your business
Hmm.
is kind of what it's been. Even in like 2021, this is what Reels was. It was just like go on TikTok, find a trend, and then be the one to move it to Reels.
Hmm.
Like that's how you make Reels. You just trickle down TikToks. And then now it's so much where people are having to be unique and find really their own way to provide value. And I think if you had like a North Star question to really point you in the right direction of what you should be doing, it's how can I provide the most amount of value in the shortest amount of time? If that is through a carousel post, that will probably be the unique factor that works for you. If that is in a short video where you sit here and you just rattle off the points and then you clip it very fast and maybe even like background music, whatever, if that's the shortest way to clearly get out your point, because there's a lot of things that I could teach. Like for example, I could teach people like how to find your niche. And that's something that I can't even like fit that in like a 60-second reel very effectively and actually feel like I provided value to people. So like that's something that I did better in a 10-slide carousel. And it really is going to be about just solve that problem or solve that question of how can I provide the most amount of value in the shortest amount of time, and then kind of fit it in the format that works best to deliver that. But every social media platform is at a stage of maturity where it's not like you just got to figure out TikTok because you're just going to go viral over there. Like it was in 2020. It was just like, you're just going to go viral. I went viral twice, like accidentally, just doing trends. And I got all these untargeted followers because they had nothing to do with my niche, but it was just like, you could just go viral on accident. So like there was, reason to just find a way to get over there, even if you're not motivated to. But now I also think that a large part of your strategy should be based on where you are most excited to go. Because if you're really not excited about TikTok, or maybe as a personal user, like you just can't get off the scroll on there. So you just feel like it's just better for me not to have it. I don't even want to be on there. Maybe you just download TikTok, post your business's posts, and then get back off. Like I'll do that sometimes because I just really don't even want to have that app on my phone. It's just too dangerous as someone who works from home all day. So, and I can just do it under the guise of me thinking like, oh yeah, I'm just doing social media research right now. So it can be dangerous, right? You got to really know yourself here. But I think wherever you're most excited is something to say about where you should go to, just because there's a lot of people in every market on all of them.
Yeah, I think that speaks. I was going to ask you that, and so I'm glad you mentioned it, which was, it felt like a lot of the other social platforms like YouTube and Instagram were really struggling to catch up at first with TikTok. And then, it became that like easy way for people to exploit, kind of like as if they were like a new network that had just started, because in a lot of ways they were in that short form video, the 16:9 video. And so I was going to say like, yeah, I bet it's harder to stand out for that reason. Like now you actually have to go back to like what really works and the fundamentals of like, oh, you have to produce content that excites you and excites your audience and reaches that specific audience. I don't know. It's interesting because you mentioned like, going viral with an untargeted audience. And that's something where I see sometimes where people say like, people will look at a contest or they're launching a product on Kickoff Labs and they say, oh, I've got like a thousand views like in a week, but like my conversion rate's like 3%. And that's, pretty awful conversion rate for on our platform for what we see in usual. And I ask them like, well, how are you driving traffic? And then they'll tell me like, is that where your customers are? And you're like, well, no, like that's not where our customers are. And like that you get this like answer and you realize that like they were trying to do this like trend-based marketing. So they managed to get a couple successful videos, but the videos they were marketing were not really closely aligned with their product. It was maybe kind of like aligned in terms of like lifestyle of their customers, but it wasn't super aligned with the product. And you get all this traffic that just, no, they're not ever going to convert. They were just like there because the video the video went big enough that you got enough people to come through. And, we see it even with other marketing strategies like SEO. And like we've put a lot of effort in the last year in our products like search engine marketing, because frankly, it's just a place that we had not really spent too much time being really calculated about. And we hit a bunch of posts that got really popular in the last year. And some of them are great for conversion. Like we have a posts on keeping contests legal and fun and like all the rules around running like giveaways and for different countries, like one for the UK and one for Australia. Those posts do phenomenal because like people come there and like you're coming to a post to read about the legality of a contest unless you're actually thinking about like running a contest. We've actually even had law firms contact us and be like, hey, can I borrow your content? Like, sure. But then on the other hand, we did a post about sponsored posts. And for whatever reason, we now rank number one on Google for several keywords around like doing sponsored posts. But it's actually kind of annoying because we don't do sponsored posts on our blog. And so now all we get from that is people that email us and say, I want to pay you $5 to put this post on your blog. Nope, sorry.
Make it 10.
I've gone back and forth. So I did one time in the last couple of years, a couple of times, I emailed them back and I said, that's too low. And then they say, how about $10? And then I say, here's our line. So I wrote back one time and I said, for $50,000, we'll run a post about that. Like it was kind of somewhat targeted on the blog with a link to your site. And he's like, hold on, I gotta go check. Like he wrote back, like, hold on, I gotta check. I'm like, I'm curious where this is going. And he came back and he said, I talked to my boss. Your website doesn't have enough traffic for that. I can offer you 15.
And you did it?
No.
No.
But it's just like, because then the audience, like for people like doing sponsored posts, I think there's coaches and there's people that probably do a really good job of like getting sponsored posts, boosting your SEO and your rankings that way. Like doing that, I mean, that's, sponsored posts is kind of, to me, it's like modern influencers, like people that pay to play influencers in the space online. And like, there's a price and there's a strategy and there's a way that works. It just wasn't a post that we probably should have put up on our blog because that's not the audience that we wanted. Sorry, that was a long story to say, like, you restate what you said, which is like really aligning it with the audience. This like, it got to be critical no matter what task you're doing.
Absolutely.
Wait, just hit this. There we go. That was my transition of pausing, saying it didn't work, and then do. So what I want to mention at this point in the podcast, so we can keep talking about trends, is that Derek and I and Kickoff Labs are co-sponsoring a contest that will launch that we'll be launching with this podcast in the first week of February. So if you're listening to this, you can already go to grow.kickofflabs.com/boss. So it's an extension of our boss marketing contest that we're running with Derek. And there's a couple of cool things going on at the same time with this contest. So one I'm excited about is that we've made it easy for people to produce contest templates. So the top secret formula that Derek uses for his contests will be available as a template that you can just go and create on Kickoff Lab with instructions and guidance in the template to run it the way he recommends running contests. That's super excited. So everybody sign up for a Kickoff Labs account, go entering a contest, can just do that, can start for free and do that. But that's not even the contest prizes. And so, Derek, I want to have you talk about prizes that you are contributing to this competition for February?
Yeah, so I've got two different prizes in it. One is my social launch formula course, and then the other one is a 2-hour coaching call with me where I can advise you on a contest. We can talk about a lot of other stuff, I'm sure, in that time. But, well, I mean, if you've already got your contest ready, I might even need more than 2 hours. I'll probably just be nice and give you a little bit more if we need it. But we'll just fully consult your giveaway before you spend any money on advertising. Just let me look over it. I've done about 150 giveaways now between my own companies as well as all of the other companies that I've consulted with. So I just kind of know what it needs to look like before it works. So that's one of the prizes. And then the other one is my social launch formula program, which I've had for 4 years now, been refined multiple times just based off of all these contests that I've run, where I've just got it really templated now. At the beginning, it wasn't nearly as templated as now because I hadn't run as many, but basically, if you got this type of company, here's what your image should look like. Here's what your caption should say. And then just like fill in the blanks, email templates for after they enter the giveaway. What emails do we send them? Because you actually want to not just confirm their giveaway entry, but send them some emails to let them know about your product. And then also at the end of it, I'm a big fan of at the end of the giveaway, not only announcing the winner, but simultaneously offering a consolation prize for all the losers in the form of some kind of discount. So we do the sales emails and everything like that to sell your product at the end of the giveaway. But what the ad should look like, how to build the Kickoff Labs landing page, exactly how that should be. It's all just step by step. So if you've ever gotten into Kickoff Labs and not exactly sure what to write, which template to choose or whatever, it's just basically, if you'd rather just follow click by click instructions, that's the social launch formula program. So you'll just be able to follow that and run a large scale social media giveaway right out of the.
Yeah, absolutely. And so from the Kickoff Lab side, we're going to be giving away a few things. So we're going to be giving away regular to the contributors. We've been doing it weekly. We might do it more than weekly. It depends on what we're seeing, but at least weekly we give away our Boss Marketer mug. That's reversed for you. So this is the nifty swag mug.
It's good
for anybody that wants it. We're give away a couple of year-long subscriptions to Kickoff Lab, so you can run your contests for the whole year on our product, and you'll want to stick with us after that year as well, because we've got several people that just keep running contests year in and year out as part of their engagement marketing. And then, Derek, I'm going to have you demo this one because you have the fancier microphone. We're going to be giving away the grand prize in this. It's going to be the Shure SM7B microphone. So there's my modeling. Yep. Perfect. Thank you. So we're going to be giving away one of these babies, which is perfect because we were just talking about upping your video and your 16:9 video and your production. And so I found like a high quality microphone makes a huge difference. There's a little bit of a tangent. Last night, my kids were going back and listening to early episodes of the On Growth podcast. And like, I think my son is pretty picky about the audio because he was listening to one episode and then he played another one, then he played another one. He's like, why does it sound different from episode to episode? This one sounds way better. I'm like, well, this one I got a better microphone. That one I was traveling, I didn't have it with me. And like, so it makes a big difference, not just if you're doing podcast interviews or anything, but like you're recording a product demo, you're recording like something. It's just a big part of the job of like marketing your product these days. So the microphone is a big help in that space. You'll sound a lot better and hopefully get better results as part of the upping your game, your audio. I'm excited. I think it'll be a fun contest.
Can I win?
You've already got a microphone.
And my course.
Yeah. As when we hire people at Kickoff Labs, that's one of the questions is when they start seeing the content people are doing, people ask like, I enter, I'm like, no. Like that is not going to look if some Kickoff Labs wins one of these prizes.
Yeah.
You can enter any other
Josh
contest.
Ledgard won again.
It's actually my personal grifting scheme. I win all the time. Which is funny because Hannah, who works in marketing, she's like the luckiest person. She wins so many promotions. And I think I talked to her is because she enters promotions for all these small companies. So her odds are really good. And I feel like I never win anything. So I even non-Kickoff Labs contests, I hardly win. But some people are just lucky.
I've got a couple of giveaway wins under my belt. Yeah.
What you won?
I won when I sold Cutco knives. My first business conference, they gave away like a $1,200 knife set, and there was like a couple hundred people in it, and I won that one. And then I won a guitar at the like county fair or something. They were doing like a band was giving away a guitar if you stayed till the end. And I was just looking around and like, I'm like, this is like a 2-hour show and it ends at 10. Like 90% of these people are going to be dipped out by then, so they can't even win. And you have to like use a QR code and then sign in on Facebook and then give your phone number and like do all these steps. And there was no cellular service there. So I was like, all right, if I figure out a way to do this, my odds should be good. And I actually did win. They called like 2 names before me and they weren't there. And then they called mine. So I
Nice.
was like, yeah,
Local like
yeah,
contests from small businesses are a good thing to enter one. I mean, it's better to support small businesses. It's a tiny way to do it beside from buying from them is just, getting on their audience and hearing from them. What makes you like want to enter a contest? Like, you like a consumer at this point. I'm not talking about Derek, the contest person, like you're looking at a contest, judging them silently all the time. But like when you
yeah.
see a promotion either online or in person or a contest, like what makes you want to enter?
There is just the natural marketer in me that just loves to put myself through the sales process no matter what. So I think that's like usually like why I always just participate in so much marketing and download so many free opt-ins every time I see them. But other than that, I mean, as long as you want the prize, why wouldn't you give yourself a shot for it? If you want the prize big enough and there's that, I think people think like they have to have like a strong believability that they're going to win in order to enter, but they really don't. And I've seen this in terms of like when people are like, should I give away one, or if I give away like 10 winners, will like way more people join? And it's like very similar, the amount of entries that you get when you're picking 1 winner versus 10 winners. It's just kind of like, a shot in the dark to these people no matter what. But I mean, it's just as long as the prize is exactly what someone wants, there you go. And you can maybe think of some ways to increase the value of whatever prize you're giving away. Like, for instance, with this SM7B microphone, if there is like a special edition one online, or you can buy one signed by Joe Rogan or something, and you're giving that away, then you can increase prize value in unique ways too. Like one time I did a giveaway for the first of one of the products that we were coming out with, like who is going to win the first one of these, was like a way to add a little extra value to it.
Yeah, I'll say we see that a lot. So that's in terms of adding extra value to the prize in a non-costly way. There's kind of like people get stuck in the trap of thinking about it like you said, of like, oh, I have to either give away 10 of them, or the other way is like, for the giveaway to be worth it, I have to give away something worth, $2,000. And like, I want to do like, that's a lot of money, and how many entries I'm going to get. But like, if you're a book author, just like even like, signed dedicated copies, or like a meet and greet with you as like a book author. If you have like a physical product, we've seen companies with success of doing like a color that's exclusive to the contests. Like they won't release that color for another year, but you get the color of the product, whether it's like a t-shirt or whether it's like a toy or a game or something. You get this edition, which is not going to be released for a year to the general public, just for entering the contest. And the people are like, oh, I want the pink one. Like, I need this color. And that excites people, but it's like a really minimal cost for you as a product person to do it, and then that exclusivity factor of like, getting it early works really well with people who are, doing a pre-launch for a Kickstarter campaign, is like, hey, like, on the list, and like, when we ship, you could win one of our shipping ones, but the bigger prize is like, you on now, and we're email you about the discounts first. That is a prize in and of itself for people who are really interested in the product that might be coming out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I like that unique color one. I've done something like that before too. But there's a lot of ways to add a lot of value without really adding any cost.
I wonder if I did a special theme for the Kickoff Labs dashboard.
Let me sign the mic.
You want to sign the mic?
Yeah.
All right, we'll have Derek sign the mic. You just committed us to that now.
It will be this mic.
Okay, cool. Everybody is now, it's recorded, so that's what we're doing.
Oh, dang it.
Cool. This is we're approaching. I know you said Riverside turns into a pumpkin for you. Have you gotten any of the warning messages yet?
Nope.
Okay, good. We're at 26 minutes, and it's still.
I was getting worried about it though.
It's still working.
Good.
Cool. Anything you wanted to ask me?
Yeah, I guess. What are you seeing as far as marketing that's working for you guys? Are you finding that a lot of the people signing up for Kickoff Labs are coming from these Google ads, the search intent focus to start finding you? Or have you done some push marketing with Facebook and Instagram ads where you go out and tell marketers who you are and give them a free account? What's worked better for you, the push or the pull side of the market?
A combination. So vast majority of signups at Kickoff Labs come from either referrals of people who've already used the product at this point. Doesn't help if you're launching a new business. Then the other side of it is just that organic SEO traffic that we're driving people to. And then from like, people that hear about contests, that's our goal for the next year, is like really ramping this up with contests. Advertising, it's okay. Like I always I have a love-hate relationship with ads. We don't do great personally. I think it's just a skill set of where we're at as a company. Like the reach out a cold audience marketing. We do much better at the retargeting marketing. So like people that have seen a piece of content and then doing the retargeting to be like, hey, remember you saw that piece of content on this contest platform? Like pulls people back into this. And we hear it from our customers too, that the retargeting, and I think we mentioned it in the last podcast that you and I recorded, the retargeting, like if you run a contest, like just put a pixel on it from Facebook or Google or wherever you like to run your ads from, and then retargeting to people who saw the contest. Even if they didn't enter the contest, they were interested in your product or the giveaway. And so they clicked it and opened it at some point. And so being able to advertise to them brings back people to make purchases. And so we hear that from customers, and it's been a reality for us as well, is the retargeting is a pretty cost-effective way rather than reaching out to the cold audience.
Yeah, I think if you got enough cold traffic coming in from like searches on your blog posts, it sounds like contest-related blog posts. If they see that, then you can convert them on an Instagram ad way easier, especially if you're running it to people like been to your website in the last 7 to 14 days, but have not purchased. I don't know if you excluding some people who have already bought from the ads.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's nothing you can do with retargeting.
We've played around with the audience, although frankly, the percentages are so small. I'm frankly fine if we're sending because some of our ads are useful content, like tips and tricks for running contests.
Yeah.
Honestly don't mind if people who've already signed up see those and we're paying for it a little bit, because it's a much smaller percentage than the people who just viewed the blog post.
Yeah.
And it's not unexpectedly different small percentage, but you always have that drop off in the funnel. Not everybody that views the blog post is going to come back and then sign up because they're not thinking about running a contest that day. But 6 months from now, they might come and run contests. I'm always floored when we get people like this. Today, somebody upgraded. I always look at where they signed up and when they joined the product. They joined our email list in 2000. They created an account in 2001. Wow. They'd had that free account and not done anything with it from 2001 until now 2023. And they upgraded. So it's not enterprise this is the sales cycle for some people. It's not like we've been reaching out to them the whole time, but they've been on our newsletter list. They've been hearing about this. They've probably been retargeted a couple times through it. But some people, that's how long it can take to have a relationship and all of a sudden get them to buy. It's not ideal in all the cases for the business, but sometimes you have to have some patience.
It's one of the most logical reasons of why just sticking with it does work. Because now that I've done this for 4 years, now I start having people come back hey, I coached with you 3 years ago. How do I get back in that program? And I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about this person. And they just start, coming out of the weeds. And yeah, past customer of business. If you're getting past customer of business, then that's really the most sure sign that your business works. There's nothing else that could be more telling that, hey, it was obviously a good value exchange because they came back and did it again. And now you just have this layer of people that are coming back without additional marketing necessary, or at least additional paid marketing necessary, because you've just been emailing them. And yeah, 23 years to convert. Dang.
23 years. It was, 3 years to convert.
Oh, I thought you said 2000.
No, not 2001. If I said that.
You did say that.
Did I say 2000? No, we haven't been in business that long.
Okay, I was I didn't know the internet
existed yet. 2020, they signed up. 2021, they created a free account. 2023, just 2 days ago, they upgraded their free account to it.
Okay.
And only ran their
23
first
years.
contest.
They just been I don't know about contests.
Yeah, they never ran a contest in 2020, 2021, 2022. They just kept the free account and kept getting our newsletters and then upgraded. So yeah, no, we have been in business. It does surprise people. We have been in business since 2011 is when we first opened up. And so That does surprise people. And we actually do. It is fun occasionally when I'll talk to a customer and realize, and they say, "Oh, I used you guys in 2012," and they tell me what it was for, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I remember that." Like, yeah, welcome back. Because I remember a lot of the early customers pretty well.
Nice. Yeah, so do I.
Cool. I think this is a good place to wrap it. I don't want to go over anybody's recording. I want to remind people, like we said earlier, to go to grow.kickofflabs.com/boss and enter the latest Boss Marketer contest. Again, you'll get a chance to win coaching session with Derek, the Shure microphone, Kickoff Labs mugs, and some additional coaching class resources from Derek, as well as some Kickoff Labs account for a couple people as well. So again, grow.kickofflabs.com/boss and enter to win and let us know what you think of the contest. Derek, any closing words?
Good luck on the contest, guys. If you don't win, you feel free to reach out to me and just shoot me a DM on Instagram at socialbamboo with an _ at the end. And, feel free to ask me a couple questions on there and I can help you out that way. And I got lots of free resources to help you out with it.
That was the wrong transition. I meant to start the music.
Well, I thought you thought I had cut off and then you were trying to...
I was like going to play the play. All right, we're going to nail this next time we do this with the soundboard. I'm just playing with it. Later, everyone.